I'm going to talk about these two at the same time because they are basically the same game. So there's very little difference between Lara Croft and Temple of Light and Lara Croft and Temple of Osiris. Even the names are pretty much the same. So yeah, they're not mainline Tomb Raider games. They are some weird spin-off, but because I got them from Square Enix when they gave them away on Twitter, when people like replied to their tweet or something, I can't remember what it was now. Like, it's probably the usual follow, comment, retweet, like, share it, subscribe, add notification bell, all that bollocks. They gave it for free, so I was like, well, I might as well play it because I'm playing Tomb Raider and it's got Lara Croft in it, therefore it's good enough for me. Right, so these two, they are both isometric camera angles, platform puzzle shooters. Is that pretty much what I would say? Yeah, that's what I'd say they are. But yeah, it's basic Tomb Raider. Lara Croft has to deal with some sort of artifact to collect, stop some sort of evil organization before getting it, you know, the usual. But hello, how are you? It's a tongue twister of a definition. Yeah, it is. I had to like figure out how to like describe it, so I just went isometric platform puzzle shooter. It's fine. But the thing with these ones is they are co-op. So this one you can do co-op. This one you can do with 4 people. So it's a little slight different take on Tomb Raider, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Tex. It's not canon Tomb Raider. Probably the best Tomb Raider. We'll see in a minute. We'll see where I rank them. The only difference between the two in terms of gameplay is this one's more linear, so you follow the track. This one has like a hub world, and then you can spawn off into different areas to collect more artifacts to take them to the middle to open up the main gate of the boss. So there's a slight difference, but not like massive different. Not massively different. They are more puzzle based than any of these were, because that's kind of the idea that you and your friend or friends in this one's case work together. But I played it solo because I've got no friends. Feels bad, man. The puzzles are mostly physics-based, so it'll be like put something on something to make a platform rise up so you can jump over. Or this one, you get this staff. You can't really see it much. Let me zoom in. You get this staff that Lara Croft can use, and she like pings it into walls, and then you can like climb up and stuff. Whereas this one, you get a staff. Let me zoom in a bit. You get this staff here, and then you can use that staff to like shoot a beam to hit something else, to deflect it off to something else to open up a door. So the puzzles are really, I enjoyed the puzzles in this one, not gonna lie. It was a break from the pull a lever, go over here, go through this door. It was a nice break and something slightly different. I love my note on enemies. So for this one, my little note is they're basically undead zombies that come at you at waves, which I think is pretty valid analysis. There's nothing special about it. There's half a dozen, you kill them, you move on. There's half a dozen more, you kill them, you move on. And then these ones have got like these bosses that have a little bit of a puzzle to solve them, but like it's nothing like taxing. It's just like you gotta find you gotta do something to expose the weak spot to hit for massive damage and all that meme stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start with controls before I go into combat, because I was playing on controller, and it's you use the right stick to aim, or the mouse to aim if you're playing on PC. And it took me a while to get used to it, because I don't really play roguelike games because I'm not a fan of them. But it took me a little while to get used to it, but once I got it, I was flying, and it was really good fun. I enjoyed it. So the combat, it was pretty basic combat. I feel like these are they're more aimed at puzzles than they are combat. So don't go in there thinking that it's going to be like some sort of combat fest. Story, yeah, pretty basic. They're not very long either. It's pretty basic. I think I can't remember fully on this one, but I think at the beginning there's an evil organization that's after an artifact and Lara has to stop them. Pretty standard a la these games. And then actually I think this one was out before, wasn't it? It was, yeah, it was. It was like 3 years before this one, so who would have known? And then this one is more, it links a little bit. It references Tomb Raider 4 because it has set in it. So I don't want to spoil that too much, but it does make reference to Tomb Raider 4. And again, Lara Croft's got to find an artifact that an evil organization has destroyed, shall we say. Graphically, they're not the best graphically. The camera is different. The temples you're in look really good. It's not... It's one of these... because it's isometric and it's zoomed out quite a way, you can't really see the detail. So for me, the immersion wasn't there quite as much, but it makes up for it in the puzzles. Because did I say I really enjoyed the puzzles? Because these are puzzle games, not really actual Tomb Raider games. The music and sound effects, there's not really a whole lot of music in it, to be fair. It's mostly ambient sounds. And Keely Hawes, again, is Lara Croft, who does a great job anyway. So, yeah. I think, actually, this one might have had, like, more build-up to musical sections. And then, like, it disappeared back down. So, it's like... It's music that builds up the atmosphere a little bit and then, like, disappears and it goes back to ambient sounds. Which is fine. Like I say, you don't really notice it. It kind of adds a bit to the atmosphere, in my opinion. That's just me, though. My poor opinion. Right, so where am I ranking this first one? Where am I ranking Temple of Light? Temple of Light was... It was all right. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible. I think both of these, though, are aimed at casual gamers. So if you've got, like, a friend that plays games a little bit, you could let's put it this way. I could say to Mum, let's play these games together, and she'd be like, and I'd be like, I guarantee you it's not hard, and then she'd be in there and she'd be fine. She'd proper get with it. I wouldn't go out and specifically buy these if I was like, oh, it's a Tomb Raider game, cool. It's not anything you want to pick up full price. Definitely pick them up in a sale if you've got friends that are going to play with it, because like I say, the combat's not the best. Graphics aren't going to blow you away. It is pretty basic storytelling as well. But they are good puzzles. They are good funs. If you've got friends to play with, I recommend it. This one is bang average. It's back in C. Absolutely love a C-rank Tomb Raider game. There was a couple, especially this one for Tip. There was one that I struggled on this one. I couldn't figure it out, and I was on it for ages. But yeah, some of the puzzles in this one make you think a bit more than this one. So I do recommend this one a little bit more. Do I have anything added on this one? The puzzles are better. There's a bit more story. The environment's a little bit better. But like I say, neither's going to knock your socks off. You're not going to like think about them 3 weeks after you've played them. You'll just be like, oh yeah, I played them. Yeah, they're all right. But yeah, this one's up to four players if you got 4 friends. Imagine having 4 friends. But like I say, I played it solo. It was good fun. It's a B rank. It's better than the first one. If you said to me, which one should I play out of these two, I'd say this one. I probably wouldn't even remember the name of that one, to be honest. Right. The reboot. And I say that because Legend was the reboot. I have to say this to begin with. I played it on the Epic version. I played the Epic version because I got it for free when they gave it away at Christmas. So my entire review comes from the Epic version. If you saw the streams, oh, it was a trip. This slaps, right? The date reads Meiji 6, which is 1873. Now this is a beat. This is a beat. Like being in a club chat. It was a trip. I got like half a page of notes on this one. So here we go. Gameplay wise, it's kind of like shitty Tomb Raider 4, but better. So that's a good start. I thought it was a bit more open world, but it's not really. It's kind of linear. It gives you a big area, but the route is kind of straightforward, which is fine. It's not an issue for me. I don't mind that. It reminds me of playing like Knights of the Old Republic or Mass Effect, which again, not bad. It kind of follows in the footsteps of these, with it kind of being more action-based as opposed to this like slow exploring type, which is fine. Again, it seeps into the story that if nobody knows, I don't want to spoil it, but it's the origins of Lara Croft becoming the architect that that she became, and it's more character development of Lara. One thing I hate about this game, quick time events. That's a no from me. That's a fat no from me, brother. I'm not. I hate them with a passion. I can't tell you how many times you're just quite happily watching a cutscene and then you got to mash a button and you don't know what button it is because you're not ready, and they need to just be deleted from gaming, full stop. Bug Raider, yes. It was Bug Raider. Made it fun though. The puzzles in this one tend to be like hidden around the map in like challenge tomb form, which is fine. Again, I'd have preferred them in the actual game, but it was all right. It was actually quite a nice change of pace, which is something. They're a good challenge as well, actually. They're a good challenge in all of them. That goes for all of them, by the way. They're all like challenge tomb formulas, and they're all the same in that there's an area here that's kind of open-ish, but the route is still the same. So it's kind of easy talking about these because they're all kind of pretty much the same. Enemies, yes. Enemies tend to be in bulk in this one. Again, kind of like these ones, where you'll just wander around and then there's some enemies and you have to take them out and then it'll be quiet for a bit.
Hey, bring up the prisoner. Sound.
Yeah, I'm on it.
When you say don't make a sound, which is fine. Again, not an issue because the combat, although it wasn't amazing. When I say not amazing, like it's not revolutionary. It works. It's fine in Tomb Raider. You just got a bow and arrow at the beginning. Job done. Pretty easy. Compared to these, there's no weird like you have to be a certain distance to shoot them. There's no obnoxious lock-on ring. Unlike these ones, there's no like you have free aim. There's no aim button. It's a modern game, if that makes sense. It's just straight up modern game. There's not a huge variety of weapons either, like in some of these. Some of these I didn't even use the weapons. These are just fine with a bow and arrow, a pistol, a shotgun, a assault rifle. That's it, job done. But you can upgrade the weapons as well, which is cool. I didn't notice any difference really, but probably me just being a filthy casual player. Controls, hands down, these control the best. Having played all of them, you feel that everything has finally come into the modern gaming era with this one. I played mouse and keyboard, I should say that. There's camera control, and you control where it goes. You don't have this weird snap like it has to be behind Lara in these ones, or this one you can't even move the camera. So it's all modern games, which we're happy with. I like how I've got a little note saying she's got lots of actions and animations. Yes, because she does a lot of stuff in this one. It's almost all the actions of all the games molded into one, and it's just really smooth controlling her. Difficulty spike, there isn't one. You start easy, normal, hard. Simple as that. I played it on normal. I could have probably played it on hard and not worried about it. And the only tiny spike is the armored enemies that come into it. You have to obviously hit them where there's a little weak spot. I think you can actually take the armor off them, but I could have just made that up. That could have just been me blending games together. Graphics, I'm going to say all three of these at the same time. Fucking amazing. They look so good. There's so much detail and so immersive. It's just chef's kiss. Unless you play it, I don't think it comes across on a stream or on a YouTube video, but unless you play it, you can't really see how beautiful the game actually is. The only thing I didn't like graphically about this one is the screen shake. It was like imagine you got that person that's filming the UFO, and it's just like this. Because people forget how to hold a camera. It's like, no, we don't need this screen shake. This is not necessary. It's too much screen shake. Stop it, devs. Just stop it. We have fine motor movement for a reason. This game's concept of taking a selfie. Fucking hate this game for that reason. That ruined it for me, but it is what it is. Now all my monitors have moved. That's the only way I could put it across for Tith, was to actually shake the camera. It actually was that bad to the point where I actually felt sick. And people were like, why don't you turn it off? I couldn't. Luckily, these two give you the option to reduce the screen shake. I don't know why they've got screen shake. She's just walking and it's like the camera's going like that. It's like, no. When you walk, you don't walk like that. You just don't. If you're walking like that, you got a serious issue. You need to get that sorted. Oh, I just hated it. Yeah, Lara does look really good in this game. She looks proportionate. These ones, you just look by this, you can see she's not proportionate. And she actually is proportional for a change. I don't mind screen shake if it's like motion blur. Sometimes I don't mind motion blur. But sometimes if it's done really badly, like it was done in this one, it can ruin it. It's like I played these with motion blur on it, and I hardly noticed there was motion blur. They did motion blur right, which is weird. Yeah, when I watched it's for immersion. Yeah, okay. When I watched Blair Witch, the motion sickness was so bad in that I couldn't even hang out in the stream to watch to see whether it was any good, and it was just done so badly. Right, music, sound effects, voice acting. It's got a good cast of voice actors. It's a long distance away from like the terrible Geordie and the terrible Russian accents of these games. These ones sound like they've got just like somebody that works on, or not all of them, but certainly the older ones sound like they've just got some random person that works on the game to just like do a voice for it. But these ones are actually legit. It makes such a difference. And yeah, the soundtrack as well gives like a movie-esque quality to all three of them. Except the quick time events, then it would be like a movie. The final bit, do I recommend it? I enjoyed this one. It's a really exciting game. I didn't like the side characters. They were kind of, I just really didn't care for them. I wasn't interested in them. The screen shake I didn't like either, obviously, and the quick time events. So they're like my three things that I really didn't like. I've not even touched on the other thing that was funny but also got annoying, but we'll mention that in a minute. The thing that makes up for the side characters is Lara's development and her character. Her character's easily the best thing about the game and stands out over everything. So I said I played the Epic version. I do have it on Steam as well, but I was like, oh, well, I'll just play the Epic version. And it was riddled with bugs. Everybody in chat was saying it wasn't this buggy when I played, and I think they all played on the Steam version. Yeah, I played on the Epic version. There was a door that spawned where there shouldn't have been a door. I think I broke it. Lara's got this superpower where she can just like glitch through things. Let's reload this shit. The door is fucking open. I glitched through another door. This game has been buggy AF today. Just glitch through the door, chat. Obviously. Why, chat, why didn't you tell me? God, chat, you had one job. There was a seagull that span around on a post. What is that bird doing? It just fell off. This game is buggy as fuck. I love it. There was the enemies that didn't have a warp animation. They just slid. And when I say enemies, it was people and it was wolves. All of these are kind of funny. Apart from the door spawning where there shouldn't have been a door. That took me an hour to figure out how to do that. So if you've got the Epic version, just be aware there might be some bugs. If you've got the Steam version, you're probably all right. So unfortunately, I've had to judge it on it being the Steam, it being the Epic version, not the Steam version. I think it's an A game. I'm gonna put that there so I don't cover everything up. It's an A game for me. People will be like, but it was full of bugs, unfortunately. Oh yeah, the plane. Yeah. What? When you get the bow? Yeah, that was. I couldn't get the bow either, could I? I had to restart. Imagine it being bugged that you can't even get the. You can't even get the bow. The cutscene just doesn't trigger. Oh god, now I made another sound go off. Right, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Number 2 of the trilogy. Pretty much the same as this one. Gameplay wise. I mentioned that before. This has less quick time events, which is good. And this one, there's some abilities Lara gets in at the end of this game, which aren't used that often, but she can use them almost straight away in this one, which was good. Gives her a little bit more, gives her that little more like action vibe, which is pretty good. And there was a few more puzzles in the main game, but not too many. It was mostly the standout temples again. Enemies pretty much the same. There's actually probably more people with guns in this one than this one. This one is a bit more action orientated than the first one of the series, but that's fine. One thing that they do add on this one is Lara's ability to craft on the go, so you can pick a bottle up and then craft a Molotov, which is a real help because the people just congregate in an area, so you just yeet a Molotov in there and then clear them out, which is pretty good. I'm not going to go over the controls again because these control all the same. Chef's kiss. More so, I'm just going to briefly touch on this one. The swimming in this game, It's probably the best it's ever been in a Tomb Raider game. I actually said that the swimming was... Imagine having just swimming being commented on when you're playing a game. That's how the swimming is in these, especially this one. This one's... I can't tell you how bad. I want to erase my memory of swimming in this game. Enemies, again, I said that it's mostly people with guns. Combat, controls the same. Story, again, the side characters were better in this one, particularly the villain. And the villainous organization in this one was loads better. There's a lot less people in Lara's camp, which is good. Because for me, there was too many in this. And again, I didn't care. I still don't care for a lot of the side characters in this. But Lara and the villain were probably the best. We learn about Lara's obsessiveness and her dad's work. And why she becomes how she does in these ones. Which again, it's just fleshing Lara out. It's like these games, I feel, could have... The old ones, when I say these games, I mean the old ones. Could have fleshed her out a bit, but they kind of just didn't. Which is a shame. And it's a shame it's taken until... What is this one? 2015 this one came out. That they were like, you know what? Let's actually make Lara a bit of a character. Difficulty spike. Again, there's not really a difficulty spike. It's easy, medium, and hard. I could have done it on hard. Wouldn't have broken a sweat. I mentioned these two. You can lower the screen shake, which was good. You still can't get rid of the quick time events, but the quick time events aren't as often, which is good. This one's got different environments compared to this one, and they just look amazing as well. So this one tends to just be set in Japan, like an island off Japan. This one, you start off in Syria and then you're in Siberia, so it's got different things to look at. And again, they just look amazing. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the voice acting and the things because again, these three have all got really good voice acting in them. Do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. I recommend all three of these, but this one had these weird little side missions that I wasn't really a fan of, so I kind of avoided them. I don't feel like Tomb Raider needs side missions. It's never needed side missions. The story is good enough. I never play these ones and think, you know what, these needed side missions. There was just enough with these ones, and I feel these are the same. There's just enough. So the side missions were but it was better than this one, so bosh. It's an S game. I don't know, there'll be people particularly that watch me play it were like, this one's probably the best, and I was like, well, we'll see. So yeah, and it's like Tegs, it's like you were saying, it should be better than the last one, and it is, and that's what you want from a sequel. All right, the last one, Rise of the Tomb Raider. No, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is the last one. I get these two mixed up. I'll forever get these two mixed up. This one, gameplay-wise, same as these, but there's less gunfights. Maybe a little bit more puzzles in the main game than even this one, which was nice. There was the particular one that I didn't get right, where I had to move like a crane with boxes that took me forever. I know Sped was like, bro, just, you got this. And I'm just like, what do I do? So that was nice, having more puzzles in there. Again, it has the challenge tombs, so you can specifically seek out the puzzles if you want them. They also, my favorite, they also improved the stealth. They made it so Lara can actually hide better. This one has this like half-assed stealth is a good idea, but there's like no reward for the stealth. And I feel like the stealth play in this one was just much better. I don't like stealth in any video games, but I actually enjoyed stealth in this one. So that's something. Combat is basically the same. The gunplay is exactly the same as these. No difference. Same with the weapons. There's no difference. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And like, that's good. So many games try and change things up. And it's like, sometimes you don't need to change everything up. Controls. I think she controls the same, but I think she's got a few little extra things that she can do in this one that she couldn't do in these ones to change it up a little bit. I think that's the ability to like rappel off the edge, which adds a little bit to level design, which is always good. Oh, and I mentioned the swimming in this game is the best it's ever been in Tomb Raider. Story-wise, it rounds off her survivor to archaeologist. She has a little bit more empathy in this one, which is not an empathy. I don't think that's the right word. Is that the right word? Difficulty spike. I mentioned difficulty spike. I played all three of them on normal. I could have played them all on hard and like not even bat an eyelid. actually put that in my notes. I could have gone up to hard and probably still not broken a sweat. Wow, you arrogant gamer, you. Jeez. Gamers, man. Why are they so arrogant? Graphically, this one's more in the jungle, so it's got more little details. It was good. I wish there was a bit more in terms of environments, but again, all three of these look amazing. Tomb Raider has come a long way since the old triangle tatas. Obviously it's the newest game, so was it 2018? I keep using the wrong mouse. Yeah, 2018. So yeah, you'd expect it to be the best looking, which is why I never compared them. And it was actually Sammy that was like, just talk about like the environments and stuff. They're all immersive environments. This one just looks a little bit blocky. And it's probably missing some minor details, but you know if you're in Greece or if you was in Egypt. Yeah, Sammy, thank you for saying about that one. That made me, it triggered a little thing in there for me being like, yes, this is a good way of comparing them, but not like hard comparing them, because you can't compare one of the first ever 3D games to the newest in the series. You just can't do it. Right, my recommendations. This one, do I recommend it? This one, for whatever reason, it had to hold your hand all the way through it. If you needed to rappel down a ledge, it was like, yes, you can rappel here. It's like, yeah, I probably figured that out. Probably no, stop holding my hand. If I was playing on easy, then fair enough, but I was playing on normal, and I don't need the hand holding. And it never disappeared either. You'd learn the skill, but it wouldn't let you. It kept telling you that, by the way, you've got this skill, you can use it, which I wasn't a fan of. The skill tree was different, but it had a lot of skills on there I thought were unnecessary. And a lot of them you can unlock by just doing the challenge tombs, so it was like a waste. But that's just me being... That's me being me. The upgrade skills in this were just... It was a fine menu and it didn't need changing. And this one, it looked better visually, but like skill-wise and like how they did it, it was just... It didn't really need doing. The other thing everybody in chat picked up on this. Lara would talk to people in and around. You could talk to NPCs in this one. I didn't mention that in the gameplay, but you can talk to NPCs in this one. And they talk to you in this, like, I don't know if it's ancient Spanish. I can't remember what we said. But they talk to you in like a Spanish language. And Lara just replies to them in English. And they just converse, one in English, one in Spanish. Immersion breaking, yes. Funny for a second, yes, but it would have been nicer if Lara was like, oh, because I've been studying these languages in particularly this previous game, I can talk a bit of Spanish. Let me try and talk Spanish to them. It might have been a little bit better, but for whatever reason, I suppose if the person can't talk Spanish, it makes sense. They don't have to learn Spanish, but I think it would have been a little bit more on the old immersion side. And the side quests again were boring. It was the one I did, which I accepted by accident, was a fetch quest, and it was just boring. It was go here, go here, go here, go here, go back here, go back here. I was just like, it's just boring. Fetch quests are, if designed badly, they are bad. Simple as that. And yeah, like I said on this one, Tomb Raider doesn't need the side quests. So I enjoyed it again, but it's a solid A-ish. Nah, it's A. It's A. I was like, is it half? No. I can't justify it like Chronicles, where the first half was good, so it's E, and the last half was utter garb. I can't tell you the utter garbness of that one. So it was F. I can't do it with that one. I think it's a good game, but it's just not as good as Rise, in my opinion. So yeah, that's that. Tegs, if anybody's going to play Tomb Raider, these would be the 3 to play. If you're an old boomer, like some people in the chat, you might play these ones for the nostalgia, but you're probably not going to play it for very long. These ones you'd play the whole game all the way through. Because if you remember, initially, I was only going to play Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3, and Tomb Raider 4. I wasn't going to play any of these. Oh, no, I was going to play these, but not as soon as I did. Where's Lara Croft Go, Relic Run, and the Game Boy versions? Unfortunately, I have played Lara Croft Go. Lara Croft Go was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I'd recommend that for mobile players. I would recommend it. I even paid for that game. Imagine paying for a game on mobile. The Game Boy ones, I don't really want to play a Game Boy one. Yeah, Tegs, you won't play Tomb Raider because you think it's garb. You might enjoy these ones, Tegs. Even though you've seen me play them, you might enjoy them. I've even got a note here that says it's a really good game. All 3 of this trilogy are, but there's just a few things that maybe not put it in S. They're all, like I say, they're all 3 good. There you go, Tegs. This is specifically for you. If you're a hardcore Tomb Raider fan, you should play them all. Experience everything that the game has to offer, except this one. This one's dog shit. I can't get over how dog shit this one is, which is controversial because people love this one. Yeah, but then I also say Zoomers are probably only going to play these ones, so I've covered myself. Last thing is, I know people in the community gifted me some of these, which thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed experiencing them with me, particularly 4. And it's not a lie, I enjoyed that one. Even though everybody hates it, I enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody that gifted me any of the Tomb Raiders to make me play them all. It was good fun. I actually did enjoy it. Yeah, Michael was one of them. Nick was one. Mia was one. Square Enix technically gave me these. Chat, that's the final. They're either average games or they're trash. I can't push this one down any lower. There we go. Like, what's below... Like, realistically, what's below F? Is there, like, a tier below F, or... Yeah, there we go, then. And there's... I know that... Because I'm going to put it on YouTube, there's going to be somebody in the comments be like, oh, this isn't right, you're wrong. Nah, I don't care, bro. I don't care. Why don't you just... That's normal body movements, chat. It's just normal. That's normal. It's all normal. It's all normal. You'll find when you get into a small confined space yourself, you'll find you'll do that.